Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with women's basketball. I'm joined by head coach Kurt Westendorp. Coach, first of all, welcome to the show.
Glad to be back.
Obviously, you guys closed out the regular season as well on the road, and you gear up now as we tape the show for the GLIAC tournament. And nice to be at home here in this first round.
Yeah, definitely nice to be back at home, especially after the week we had. It wasn't our best performances last week. So getting a chance to play at home in front of the home fans, hopefully have a little bit more home cooking as far as being comfortable shooting the basketball, a little more energetic play out of our group. We're looking forward to what March has in store for us.
Obviously, last year you guys had a great March. How does that experience maybe help going into the postseason tournaments here this year?
I think it's great because all our kids know that it's possible. They know all the opportunities that exist that are right there in front of us, and now we just have to make sure that we're doing the same things that we were doing last year in terms of taking advantage of all those opportunities. We had a really close, hard-fought game last year in the GLIAC quarterfinal. It was only a 7-point win. When we were the 2 seed, trying to advance and move forward. We had a lot of hard-fought games once we got to the semifinals, where we dropped that game to Northern last year, and then once we got to the NCAA tournament, playing through some of those tough opportunities, really made us better, made us tougher, made us stronger. And we have to make sure that we're learning from the games that we had this past week and apply the lessons that we learned, to really be a much tougher team this week.
As we go to the highlights, we'll start with Thursday's game at Wayne State, and obviously going on the road never easy, and when you can't make shots, it doesn't help the cause, and obviously some shots you guys would normally make just didn't fall here in this game.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play when you're playing against a good opponent. Wayne State came into this game, ranked number 8 in the region. We initially were number 4 in the region, so it's 2 NCAA tournament caliber teams playing against each other, and when you got to do it on the road, it's even a step extra tough. But we really did an okay job in the first half, being a little tougher on the defensive end. The game was in the 20s going into halftime. We really didn't move the ball as well as we usually move the ball, and that can kind of lead to some of those shooting woes, as we didn't get as many high quality opportunities. All the clips here where you see us getting good shots usually come after a good pass or a good cut or setting something up. And we really didn't continue that really well in the second half. We had one spurt. I told the team during the timeout in the second half, when we got down by a little bit, it's going to take 2 runs. We got one of those runs and made it, a 5-point game with 5 minutes to go. But then Wayne closed the game out really strong. They had great performances out of kids, like number 5 there. I'm sorry, I don't know everybody's name. She was a freshman and had the game of her life. It was, I think, 6 for 6 from the floor, and they really made shots in the second half. As you can see here, they moved the ball really well, made it tough on us, that even when we were making our runs, we couldn't really close the gap any closer than 5.
Obviously, they have some kids that have played a lot of basketball in the GLIAC, very veteran lineup here that they put on the floor. Yeah,
Shea Tripp had an outstanding ball game. She's been all league for the last 2 years, possibly 3 years. She'll probably be a first teamer again. McKenna Ferguson, you saw right there coming off the bench as a sophomore, did an excellent job. They really have a good veteran bunch with Allie Leister, number 2, you see out there on the court. She's not someone that usually gets a lot of shine. She doesn't score the ball a ton, but she's just really a great, strong veteran presence for them. And they did an excellent job of attacking us in the paint in the second half. You can see here almost all these clips. I think they had 44 points in the paint, for the course of the game. And it's really hard to win ball games when teams are able to score that easily on us on the inside.
How does a game like this experience help you moving into the month of March?
Well, hopefully we can be understanding that, you play good ball clubs like this, we have to step our energy level up a little bit on the offensive end as well as the defensive end. I didn't feel like defensively, we played that poorly in the first half, but the second half they started to be a little bit tougher than us on the inside. And then offensively, we just got to make sure that we're playing with the same aggressiveness that we've played, 2 weeks ago in our 2 home wins where we're getting things going. I felt like our energy level was much higher. The ball moved a lot better. We got a lot better looks. So we have to understand, we're not a team that scores only 53 points in a basketball game, and we have to learn those lessons.
Obviously, you came back on Saturday going to Saginaw Valley State. A lot that kind of took place before the game. It was senior day at Saginaw Valley, and an unfortunate incident with a fan in the stands that really delayed this game for almost an hour.
Yeah, thankfully the fan that got injured and fell down the stairs is doing just fine. It was a family member of one of our players, so he was doing just fine, and that's the most important thing. So it was a delay for both teams, made it a little bit of an awkward start to the ball game, but once the game got going, it really didn't affect either team. Offensively, we got things going all right early in this game. I felt like we found ourselves in a pretty good rhythm in the game. The ball moved. I felt a lot better. I felt like we rebounded it a lot better. We had a lot of things going in our favor in this contest. But again, playing someone on their senior day and playing at home, they hit some good shots to keep them in the game. as it went down, and as you can see here, we'll see a little bit later on, it came right down to the wire.
Obviously, they have a couple veteran guards on the backcourt that were playing their final home game, and a tough place to play here on the road in the conference.
Yeah, well, they do a great job. Sanaya Walker, number 1 for them, Alicia Jones, number 2. They did an excellent job disrupting us. They really forced a bunch of turnovers. I know we had 12 turnovers amongst our 2 players that were playing point guard. They were just really disruptive in the course of their press. We weren't really able to get in a great rhythm. I felt like whenever we handled the ball well and got a good half-court possession going, we got great quality shots like you're seeing right here. We just didn't handle the ball well enough in that second half. And then even when we had our leads, like you're seeing here, they did a great job of kind of pulling back. They did an excellent job of closing it in every time, and they finished the game, on a strong run, and we finished the game really cold.
Obviously, Kinsey Bowers had a big game for you with 20 points to kind of lead the way here for you in this matchup.
Yeah, it was great to see her having that mindset of really being attacking the score, especially in the first half. She got in some foul trouble in the second half, which kind of threw off our rhythm because she was really getting the ball down to the paint. She was knocking down shots from the outside. She was really having an excellent game for us, so the foul trouble really did hurt. But then you can see here, had opportunities down the stretch. Had some good looks that, I trust our kids to make. And last play of the game is just a loose ball. Loose ball, they pick it up, they get the score. We had a couple opportunities, to score, and we got fouled and got a couple free throws. And then we had a shot to send it to overtime, and it wasn't a quality shot because they did a pretty good job on the defensive end with less than a second to go on the clock. So it's a game that we have to make sure that we learn from. We got to take better care of the basketball, and in those key moments where we made the plays in some of our earlier games this season, this is one of those games where Saginaw made those plays they had to have to get the win. So it's unfortunate for us. It's the first time all season we've dropped 2 games in a row. So now going into the tournament, we know there's going to be a little bit more on the line for us.
Obviously, not only the GLIAC tournament, you got a lot on the line in terms of potentially making the NCAA tournament, but it starts a game at a time. And playing Roosevelt here for the 3rd time this year to start off the quarterfinal round.
Yeah, it's definitely a game that we're looking forward to playing. Last time we played them at our place, they got the better of us. We got the better of them in December. So it's a series split. We'll kind of see who wins the rubber matchup. So we match up fairly well with them as far as they're not a team that has a lot more size than we do. And that's given us a little bit of trouble down the stretch here. So it's going to be a few different challenges. But I know our kids are looking forward, again, being 0-0, playing this game for what it means, which is just a chance to keep playing. We don't know what's going to happen if we were to drop this contest, if we're going to get in the NCAA tournament or not. The only way we control our own destiny is by winning on Wednesday and going into the weekend and trying to win a GLIAC championship, and earn that automatic bid.
Well, Coach, best of luck in postseason play as you start here at home, and look forward to catching up with you again soon.
All right, thank you, Rob.
That'll do it for Ferris Sports Update. A reminder, you can follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.